And it's just so easy when you get that feel to deliver the club from the inside with good speed and get that great distance. So many golfers really struggle with that kind of out to in feel, that when they kind of match the club face up, they get a good shot, but they don't really like seeing that left to right shape. And when it's bad, the club face is wide open. Even with a good strike, the ball goes nowhere. And when it's bad, there's poor contact, poor accuracy, and poor distance. So what am I talking about there? I'm talking about how we get the sequence of that downswing correct so that we can deliver the club powerfully onto the golf ball first, maybe even a little bit from the inside, maybe with the club face a little bit closed, start hitting that lovely draw. So I know when we watch golf swings like that, everything looks incredibly easy. And yet a lot of golfers, when they speak to me, say, it's just hard. I've got so many things to think about, all these different positions and moving around. And why is it so difficult for me to do and yet so easy for the best players in the world? Well, it's all down to the fact that once the best players in the world are set up over the golf ball, there's a chain reaction in their golf swing that delivers the club with speed, creating a great strike and great distance. And the sequence in the downswing is actually the key. So if we take most golf swings to the top, and this is what I see with most golfers that work with me, is they'll go to the top of the swing, and then they've been told that what they need to do from there is to turn the hips out the way. Now the problem is when they turn the hips out the way, we can see that club spinning out in front. If I square the club face up, I'm going to get a big pull. If I leave it open just the right amount, that's going to be that good one I hit early on. And if I leave the club face wide open, it's going to set off right and slice. So how can we fix that? Because it's the worst feeling in the world, isn't it? To stand there, feel like you're doing what you need to do. And even with that one that's really struck well, we see that that ball curving over to the right, 138 yards, but even with a 7-iron offline. So I'm going to get you to get an alignment stick. And a lot of golfers talk about alignment sticks as in down the ball to target line or maybe at 90 degrees to that line. I'm going to put one at about 45 degrees. And the reason I'm going to put it at 45 degrees is it's very much about what you're going to do with your upper body in this swing. So I'm going to swing to the top and stop. And pretty much, maybe if I move the cane a little bit more that way. Still at 45 degrees, but as I go to the top, almost feels like my chest's pointing down that line. Now, what you'll see with the golfers who struggle is very quickly with them, the hips turn, the chest starts opening up and those hands go out in front. And like we saw before, that's that poor swing. That one was a bit thin. Again, curving over to the right. Not disastrous, but certainly not as powerful as it could be. So what we see with the best players in the world is when they get to the top of their swing, they actually start to just move their hips towards the target and they get their hands working just almost straight down. Actually might move just out a little bit, but I want you to get the feel that as your hips move towards the target, the hands go down and your chest stay in looking at that cane for as long as possible. And then as that turns out the way, that'll get the club back in front of you. So we're going to get that feel to the top, move towards the target, hands down, keep the chest looking out there as long as we can, and then swing down. And it's very noticeable. It feels like the club's working much more over to the right from the inside rather than being over there coming down. And I always say when we work on something, initially you need to take a little bit of speed out and you might lose a little bit of contact, but just take some speed out to make sure you're doing it correctly. So we're going to get to the top, move, and let the hands get straight down, almost feel like they're going down towards that back pocket. Keep the chest there, then I can swing through. I didn't feel absolutely out the middle of the golf club, but we can see 78 mile an hour, 2.6 inches ahead, so ball and then turf, path 2 degrees from the inside, club face 2 degrees closed. So for anyone who hits that horrible out to the right one, if you see the ball curve like that, it'll be a very different feel. Like I said, you want to get that feel. Lower body working, hands down. You can either feel chest this way or back towards the target, whichever works best for you. And that's great. 81 mile an hour, 4.7 inches ahead. Again from the inside, closed club face, 162 carry. Anyone watching, whether it's down the line or face on, I'm sure when you watch that as I'm putting speed in, you'll say, yeah, but you're not keeping the chest there as long as you say. It's about feel and real, isn't it? So very often golfers will say, definitely feel like I'm turning out the way, but you can see there's been no weight shift. And because that chest has already opened up, that club's out in front and there's only one thing I can do, which is cut across the ball. So once we've done a couple of those slightly slower, we're going to build some speed in. And again, that felt great. Good club head speed, low point ahead from the inside with the closed club face. And I'm just going to pop a couple of the best players in the world up on screen. And I want you to just pay attention to once they get to the top, how as they move their lower body towards the target, those hands are just working down. And then as the upper body turns out the way, that gets the club back in front. Now, it is something a lot of golfers really struggle with, because I want you to do a little test with me. I want you to cross your arms over your chest and get into your golf posture. And I want you to feel like you're going to turn your shoulders, but not let your hips move at all. Okay, so you can see I can do that. Now, in the next part of the test, I want you to keep your shoulders dead still and feel like you turn your hips. So you can see I can do that. Now, a lot of golfers doing that test, either one will find that both move at the same time. So this is where the best players in the world don't really need to work at this, because they'll get here and they'll be able to unwind that lower body while the upper body's staying there. For a lot of you golfers, you're going to struggle with that. So this is where we need to get you feeling that we're not going to turn the hips out of the way, but we're going to move to the side, let those hands get down, then you can turn everything together. And this will be a game changer. For anyone who's poor strike, pulls, slices, just all those shots that golfers hate, if you can work on this drill and put a club or an alignment stick or even a head cover down 45 degrees from that left heel, and then work on that feel for a little practice swing, and then put some speed into the swing, it's a completely different shot. And again, we can see from the inside, little draw with a good strike. And like I said at the start, this is about helping that sequence of the downswing, not just deliver the club on a good path, but get the lower body working first. Then I know we're feeling like the arms are going here, but then it's actually the chest that rotates, then the arms last minute. If you're getting that sequence wrong, it is so difficult to strike the ball well, influence where the ball goes, and have a powerful, repeatable golf swing. But all the best players in the world create this, what we're talking about now, but maybe they don't have to work on it because their bodies move better. But this drill will guarantee that you have that ability to stand up, get that feel, and even with one that was a little bit out the toe there, we can still see ball first from the inside and the closed club face. And when I see golfers, they almost feel like they'd give anything in the world to be able to swing the club more from the inside. And yet when you're told to just turn out the way, you can see there's only one thing you're ever going to do. That club's going to work from out to in, and we want you to feel that you can get there, maybe even be a bit cheeky and start aiming a little bit right, working on that little move we've spoken about, and hitting some lovely little swingy draws. And this literally works with every single club in the bag. Now, if you are enjoying today's video, I would love it if you like it and share it. Comment below and let me know what your bad shot is, maybe even what you've been working on, and tell me how successful that's been. And then most importantly, work through this video, tell me how much this has improved your ball striking. So we're going to go one more good one. We're going to aim straight, get to the top. As the lower body drives towards the target, hands straight down. Then we can swing through. Again, we're going to get in there. Again, a fantastic strike. Turning a little bit more than I would like to see, but if you've been a slice for the ball, you will absolutely love that. Now, if you have enjoyed today's content, thank you for staying till the end. There's a video up there now that I think you'll be interested in, but there's also a little free gift from me. My free fundamentals videos. Click on the link, there's a link in the description below, but that'll give you 5 videos on different parts of your game, just a little checklist of things you can work through. But remember, I do these videos to help you guys play better golf, so please feel free, like it, share it, get it out there. Give me feedback and I'll always do videos on what you guys need. But for now, work on this drill, get that feel, and start hitting the best shots you've ever hit.